What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Engineers That Filters podcast, episode 165. I'm your host, Jacob Thompson, and tonight I am drinking a very solid brew, which is Kona's Big Wave. Very nice, very nice. Me and Gabe had a couple of these bad boys up in Houghton last week.
I forgot if I had one of those, to be honest.
It was the first beer we got at the DT.
Oh, okay.
First beer of the trip, you know.
I didn't know that was a big wave.
Not for
It's
Gabe.
pretty tasty. What do you mean?
That was not his first beer of the trip.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You're right, you guys are.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm Joseph, and I'm drinking a Castle Danger Pale Ale. Is that all it's called? Is there, no, yeah, just pale ale. It's pretty good. Better than their cream ale, IMO. But
Ooh, don't say that to Perk. Do not say that to
I'm
Perk.
not a
He will
cream
fight
ale
you.
guy, so that's just a personal opinion.
Okay, all right.
All right, well, I'm Gabe, and I'm drinking a Northeast from Grain Belt,
Oh, okay.
Minneapolis brew.
Very nice.
Well, damn, y'all are making me look like a schmuck out here. I'm
That's
just
what we do.
drinking an Aldi brand, regular old seltzer.
God damn it. Gabe.
You can't even say that, Jacob. You're usually the one that
You're the one who
drops
always
the ball.
bails.
That's true. That's true.
If
But
anybody
as
else
a
said
baby.
it, if anybody else said it, I would have been like, I know.
Fair enough. Welcome back to the show, everyone. We're a bit late on this episode, and I'm sure Joseph will tell us why in a minute here. But so we're back. Sorry about that. And if you recall, we'll be doing a new episode of the podcast every 2 weeks, and then every off week we'll be streaming on our Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/ewf_podcast. So if you want to catch us live, come over on Thursday nights, approximately 8 Eastern. We're a little bit late today because we had other tech issues. We just can't seem to get rid of them. But in any case, we're back. We're chilling. Let's get into a little bit of a recap on what's been going on. Joseph, I'm going to you first because it wasn't your fault that we've been missing. It's denizen of your neighborhood's fault, I guess.
Yeah, so we came to record, what was that? It was in January, like the 20-something, 20...
Before that, our last episode posted a month ago, so it would have been like
yeah,
January, like 12th
but we
or
were going to
13th.
record, it was that
Oh,
Thursday.
the next Thursday, yeah.
Yeah, we were going to record, and my internet was out. And me being the tech aficionado that I am, I was like, oh, I'll unplug the router and plug it back in.
Fucking got him.
And that stumped me. That didn't work. And long story short, I now have internet again. Today is February 16th. It has been 3 weeks to the day. I guess technically it went out Wednesday, but we're like, sometimes it does that and it'll come back the next day. So just about 3 weeks. No internet. I tried contacting our ISP at least twice, and both times they said, "Yep, we'll get a ticket going for you, no problem." Hangs up, and then no ticket is created. Nothing comes up. And then I tried to get a new ISP, and that was a whole thing because our address, my apartment wasn't in their address book, even though the other apartments in my building were. And it's just a fourplex, so like it's not like it's a big apartment. It's like I can see the same streets they can see. Come on. That was a whole ordeal. Eventually, I called current ISP again, and they were able to get it fixed sometime between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. today. Luckily, it was closer to 8 a.m., so I was able to go to work still and not miss too much. But yeah, I'm back, baby. I'm back on the grid. It has been a miserable 3 weeks. A lot of puzzles, a lot of reading. I did get some Breath of the Wild in, so that's good. I've been playing that a bit. I got the third Guardian, so I'm on track. So yeah,
for Tears of the Kingdom coming out in a few months here.
Yeah, I'll probably be a little bit more done than I am now by the time that comes out.
Oh, yeah. And Joseph, you didn't even reveal who the culprit was. It was a squirrel.
Yeah,
That
a fucking squirrel
8-year line.
chewed through the line, and then he went to like, I don't know, had a new run a line or something and plug it into like a different port. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention to what he was saying because I didn't really care. Something about a new port and all the other ports were frozen over, so he couldn't like plug it in. So he had to go and get a different one that he didn't have. So he like disappeared for like 20 minutes while during this whole ordeal. So
Smoke break.
yeah,
Yeah.
probably. No, like his truck just was gone. And it's like, oh, all right. Is he going to the next house and like doing 3 at a time and like rotating? Like, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah.
But yeah, squirrel chewed through the line. Hopefully that doesn't happen again.
Hell yeah. I'm glad you're back on the grid.
Me too.
That just reminded me of when my car broke down in Wisconsin. I was driving home from Minnesota, and a tow truck finally comes. And before he towed me, he's like, "Hey, I just got a call that there's a car broken down on the highway. I gotta go deal with that. Someone will come for you." And I'm like, "When?" And he has left. And I was waiting another like 30 minutes to an hour for a different tow truck. It's like, oh, thank you. But
Cool.
love it. Boys, last week we went back up to Houghton, as I alluded before, for a little bit of a winter carnival nostalgia. And what do you guys think? Did you have a good time? What was your favorite memory from the trip? I'll go to Gabe first.
Oh man. I don't know. Like I don't have like a specific thing. I think it was just nice to have all the boys in one place. I think you get us all together, we get a little dumber.
Definitely.
Shenanigans
Little?
happen. So yeah, I would just say like the little shenanigans or like the little silly stuff that we got up to. The surprise sauna was very nice.
Oh my
Mhm.
god. Game
Used the
changer.
shit out of that, but I'd have to go with the little shenanigans. I got a little too drunk at the hockey game, and I thought it'd be funny to put like half my thing of popcorn in Dane's hood and then eat out of it. And that isn't something I do to most people, so I'd say just silly shit like
Oh,
that.
so I should be honored.
You should be, yeah. That greasy sweatshirt, it's all me.
Wow.
Hell yeah. Joseph, what was the highlight for you?
I think it was the night that we played We're Not Strangers Anymore.
Mhm.
We're not
strangers.
really strangers.
We're Not Really Strangers, excuse me. Mostly because obviously the 4 of us had already played it. So
Mhm.
like I kind of knew it was coming. And it was fun to include Cooper and Max and Josh in the group
Mhm.
in the mix with that. Plus there was a lot more inebriation going on, a couple more brewskis in our
Mhm.
bellies
Mhm.
by that point, and it was a lot of fun. We a lot of laughs, a couple missing phones.
Oh, I
Couple
forgot about
tears.
me stealing his phone and then pinning it on Dayton.
That was so freaking funny, dude.
After Dayton was already blamed for stealing it.
That was the best part because I was like, I'm gonna give it to Dayton because he's already been blamed and he'll be scot free. And then Cooper used Find My iPhone, and it started ringing and we all ignored it, like we all pretended.
I think Dayton and I were like mid conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we just,
Just kept
kinda
talking.
kept going through laughing.
That was fucking incredible.
Yeah, I almost pissed myself.
And then the whole time Cooper's just like, Cooper also just went along with it, like pretended like it wasn't a thing, just
Yeah.
staring at Dayton, like waiting to get his phone back.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. I will say people who friends of ours knows and people on the podcast probably also know, I will occasionally talk shit about Cooper and his little idiosyncrasies. Not a problem at all for me on this trip. I was like very surprised and very happy that like I didn't get mad or frustrated with Cooper. So that was
I'd say
definitely
there
a
weren't
highlight.
any major clashes.
No.
Been anybody? No.
Yeah, it was usually, I mean, it was what, 3.5-ish days together. That's a lot of
Mhm.
it can be a lot of time. And other than me strangling Josh, it really wasn't. I'm just kidding. Josh and I did not get into an altercation.
Yeah, I know. I definitely agree. Just so like my social battery got drained quite fast. Like I was good. Like Tuesday to Dayton's, then Wednesday we came and like went out to the bars till like 3 a.m. But like halfway through Thursday I was hurting, and then like Friday I was just cashed, man. Like I had no social energy left. Like Friday night I was just on the couch just passed out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
it's crazy. We used to do that like all the time. Like we all used to live together, and
That's
like
what Dayton said too. He's like, I can't believe we all live together. I'm like, yeah, we could
know.
not do that again.
no, because I mean, it's the first time I've been around that many people for that long, and like since I guess I moved out from the last place, and I was like, man,
Mhm.
this is. Towards the end, I was in the same boat. I'm like, this is a lot. Like,
Mhm.
Mhm.
I was just pretty tired socially by the end of the trip. So,
Yeah.
Saturday, or Sunday, I just existed by myself.
Oh yeah, but yeah, no. For me, I think the number one thing was the sauna. Like getting there and finding out there's a sauna in the basement. Oh my god, incredible.
Nice find.
You
Yeah,
did.
I think the sauna too. I didn't actually know that it had a sauna when I booked it.
Mm.
I'm not sure if that was even on the listing.
I'd be surprised if it wasn't, but
I know.
I guess it wasn't. You know.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, they also left me a very nice review saying that we were very clean, we didn't break anything, and that they would like to host us again. So
I'd go back. That place was fucking great, and
That
like
was
they were
nice.
so accommodating. We're like, hey, you don't have to do any dishes. You don't have to like take any of the sheets off. We'll handle all that. I'm like, god damn, that's like very nice.
yeah,
It's
Had a
the
cool
Uper
view
difference.
too. It's a
Mhm.
good spot.
Although it perfectly blocked out O House, which
I
I thought was
know.
pretty poetic and frustrating.
Yeah,
Very
no, it was a
poetic.
good time. All right, well, let's get into our topic because Dayton, you've been sitting on this thing for weeks at this point,
Yeah,
Approximately
and
3.
we gotta get into it here. So why don't you
yeah.
introduce it for us?
It's actually been so long that I forget the origin of what made me even think of this topic. I mean, it's not a particularly, I don't know, creative topic, I wouldn't say. But I want to talk about slang, and I want to talk about slang over the years, and how like our slang has changed, and like what has been cool in the past, and what like what is like really flopped, like saying like, oh, that's so fetch, like how that was like never a thing. And but people kept on trying to make it a thing. And yeah, I want to go to Jacob first because you hinted at something.
Well,
This is making
before
more sense what you asked before the podcast.
well, before we do that, I'm curious. But do you want to go chronologically? Because what want to talk about is like pretty present day slang. Do you want to go like what our slang used to be first, or do you want to just get into this topic?
I guess chronologically does make sense, but I guess how far back do we want to go?
That's what I was wondering. Like middle school, maybe. Like what were we saying in middle school for like slang? I guess.
Yeah, because I guess like we don't really have any. We probably didn't really have any slang in elementary school. Really,
I hope not. Or at
none
least we're
none that
probably
I
weren't aware of
can none that I can even think of.
it.
So
One from middle school era that I remembered. So I feel like and maybe you guys relate to this, especially when I was younger, but even through college and stuff. You kind of pick up the lingo and kind of traits people that you hang out with, you know. So if one of your friends starts saying a thing a lot, you might also just start saying it, you know. And I remember at one point, I think this is middle school, maybe it was early high school. One of my friends, I don't remember which one, got really into the show Workaholics. Not sure if any of you have watched that show.
Yeah.
But one expression they use in that show quite a bit is tight butthole or loose butthole to describe things, which at the time, very fun to say. And, you know, whatever. It was fun time. We said a lot, but in retrospect, kind of homophobic. Like after a lot of slang has some issues when you think about it with a modern lens. But
yeah,
that's when I remember just being like a friend saying it and be like, oh, yeah, that's funny. I'm going to start saying it too. I think that's kind of a lot of how slang kind of moved around back. Well, probably still today, honestly.
I remember one, and this one I don't know the origin of this slang either. But it's pwned, like PWN. And
Oh yeah, it's a classic.
I feel like that one was like really big for like a year, and then after that it just like tanked, and then it became cringe. To like say.
Yeah. That was like hardcore gamer slang.
Yeah.
And then it became like ironic gamer slang.
Yeah. And I just remember like God, this is like really like just cringe, like thinking back to like all the times that I used it. And like I would like write down a whole bunch of shit. Like if I stole like one of my friend's notebooks, I would just be like, you just got pwned on it and stuff like that. And like just thinking back, I'm just like, I just want to crawl inside of my own skin and just like never see the light of day.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I feel like there are slang that is like generational. You know,
Definitely.
like that our generation will probably say till the day we die, and then there's like slang that was just like that, like pwn, where it's just
Mhm.
it had its moment in the sun, and then
And then it just died.
Just died. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Died
Forget about that one.
And not in a beautiful way either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
speaking of the... Oh, go ahead, Joseph.
I find it interesting, kind of speaking like to what Gabe was saying, but like how swag has like it's
swag
like
was
still
huge.
around,
Swag was big.
Yeah.
but it's like not at all the same context.
Dude, swag was like so overused. I used it way too much back in the day. Holy shit. Yeah. Way too
Now
much, dude.
now it's you're in a convention and they give you a goodie bag with like
free swag.
a stress ball.
Well, that's what
T-shirt,
it's
maybe.
That's what it stands for. It stands for stuff we all get.
I never
like
knew
free-
that.
free
Literally
swag.
never. Okay.
Interesting.
But yeah, I use that one way too much. You unlock too many memories of that one, Joseph. Going off of what Gabe said about the generational stuff, this is a little bit further on, but it was after I left high school. My brother was still in high school. I remember like talking to him at some sort of like holiday, and he used the term amp to describe things. I'm like, what the fuck is amp? Like that was never in my generation's vocab at all. And it was just something that his generation had picked up, his class had picked up. So yeah, I think it can be very much like obviously like the time you're in. I think now with TikTok, stuff proliferates more quickly and to more age like groups. But back then it seemed like like whatever like grade you were in, like you had your own kind of lingo.
Yeah.
I feel like I was just thinking of another like a brief one that I said a lot. It was also swag, as I say lit a lot. Like, oh yeah, that's lit. I don't say that anymore at all.
I think for every time that you say lit, Gabe, your hair gets a little bit more gray.
That's what happens.
What about AF? Just adding AF to things.
Oh yeah, that's lit AF, dude.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't think AF is as bad as lit. I think people still use AF occasionally.
AF is definitely still like in the nomenclature, if you will.
I agree. I think it's a little bit cringy sometimes, but it's not too overused, so it's normally fine. I like one of my friends used it quite a bit back in the day.
I saw an Instagram reel the other day that was the caption of the card was like, or the post was like, Gen Z asking out someone on a date, but it was like a filter from like the 1950s, and it was like black and white, and he was just like talking in all these words that I just like didn't understand. Like I've heard them, but I could like piece it together from like context clues. So it's, what the fuck does this even mean? It's just, I feel like it didn't really happen until, at least for me, like I think in college, when I realized that our slang was like compartmentalized in like our generation, and there was like new shit coming out, where now you got like a lot of like the younger like Gen Z who have completely different vocabularies than like the shit that we say.
Yeah,
which is crazy to me because like this is the
Definitely makes
first
you feel
time it's
old.
happened. Yeah. Yeah, the first time that happened, I was like, I don't know that word, and I just, that gif of that man like super old in one shot. That was me. Yeah.
I think the first one that made me feel really old was when I started like seeing Riz, and like it seemingly appeared out of the blue, and I was just like, I feel like such an old dude. I like typed into Google like, what is Riz? and I was just like, oh my god. Like, I mean, it makes sense, right? From what I read, it's shortened charisma, right? So it's like it's like what our generation would call like game,
swag, game or
sure.
swag
Would work. Sure, Jacob, if you want to shoehorn that in.
I was a big swag guy back in the day. All right, I gotta represent.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. No, I feel like the first time I heard cap, I had to look it up. Like, what the fuck are they talking about with
Yeah.
this cap and no cap shit?
Oh,
You guys ever worry that like you ever see those posts where they're like it's like a police or like parents and like this is what these acronyms mean, like learn what your
yeah.
child is learning. So like you hear a word and you Google it and you're getting like that version of it, you know, or just like completely off. I always wonder if that's gonna happen to me. Like I'm gonna get to
Yeah.
an age where I completely misunderstand something.
Oh, I feel like I'm already there with the young kids these days. You know,
Mhm.
a lot of shit they say doesn't make any sense to me, but you know, it's fine. So yeah, going back to the thing Dayton was alluding at earlier. So as we were driving up to Winter Carnival, me, Max, and Dayton, you know, in the car, and Dayton's just queuing up songs. And at one point, we like did a bit that made us think of the song Gas Pedal.
Wait.
So-
What bit was this? I don't remember.
I don't remember. I just remember it came from we were doing like 20 to 100 bits in this car.
I know. And I know.
Cannot be expected to remember which one it was. Like Joseph and Gabe, we were basically just the car is just like we looking outside trying to find something that we saw and make a bit out of it. Like that was the majority of the car ride.
I'm guessing that's where Menarded got.
That's exactly where
Yeah.
Menarded came from. But anyway, so Dave puts on the song.
Which is it's a pun off of Menards, and it's when you save money at Menards. It's not something else.
Okay,
I just
that
want
was
to
a
clarify.
slang word at one point in time that you cannot say anymore.
Yeah, you don't say that anymore.
That is an evolved word.
So yeah, Dayton puts on Gas Pedal, right? Which like is a song we all know, and it's an old song, right, or older song. We're listening
Not
to it.
that old, is it?
It's not that old, but it's from 2014, so it's almost 10 years old. It's old. It's old. And anyway, listen to the song, and at one point he refers to somebody's ass as cake, and I was like, oh, that's interesting because I feel like cake became like in the nomenclature of like everyone like last year around that time, you know, maybe 2 years ago, via like TikTok or just like general slang, and it's like, but like, what's name the artist of that song again?
That was Sage the Gemini.
You know, Sage was saying cake back in 2014. So I'm like, what is this disconnect of like how like the gap? And like I don't have an answer, but it did reinforce things that I've heard people talk about like on YouTube and TikTok where like the vast majority of the slang that gets used and like today is just taken from the Black community. And it's just like gets repurposed and adopted by a lot of white people, honestly, and they don't really know where it came from, but they like it. And it's just another example of like, oh yeah, like I don't know if he was the first person to do it, but like to me, it's like another example of like a term that Black people use that got, you know, appropriated by white people.
mean,
So it's interesting.
Cake
The
by
first-
the Ocean came out the next year.
That was referring to cocaine, though, wasn't
Is it?
Well, because cake is also a term for cocaine. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Hmm.
I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
The
was
first
took it as booties by the sea.
That is a more generous or like take, I think. A nicer take.
Huh. The first reference of it on Urban Dictionary is all the way back in 2005.
Wow.
There are some from 2009, 2014, but they're all like the same. Another word meaning ass or butt.
Hmm.
But there isn't really anything that's posted past 2016 on this term. So I wonder if it's just come back into
Oh,
style.
it just came back and
Yeah.
yeah. That's the other thing that's weird about slang is like, yeah, it feels like a lot of stuff comes in and out and kind of with no rhyme or reason to it.
Mhm.
But yeah, anyway, like I said, I think TikTok is a massive factor in all this in recent years. Like with sheesh was like huge.
Dude, sheesh was big for like all of 2 months, and then after that, it's like, don't
Dude.
say that. Don't say that.
I know.
Dayton was saying that shit every chance he got.
Oh,
for a
dude,
moment.
dude. See, this is the bad thing because you start doing it ironically, right?
Oh, sure.
and then
Yep.
it becomes unironic because then you just say it like immediately.
It becomes a habit.
And then that's when it's hard to break.
What do you guys think about the word dude? I say dude like a lot, but I think it's one of those timeless slangs where dude has been a thing for like ever.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, but I don't know if it'd be
Yeah.
considered slang then. It might just be another like filler word.
I feel like it's
Mm.
still.
Is it? I feel like here's okay. I think dudette is slang.
Mm.
Yeah.
That was used for a while, but it's kind of fallen out. Dude, yeah, it's
Mhm.
pretty timeless. But like, does that mean like guy is slang? At some point, these are just words that describe.
I know
things,
that's
you
why
know?
I'm asking this question, because
Yeah.
I feel like when I say dude as much as I do, I feel like I'm dating myself.
Mm.
But I don't know if that's just because it's a normal word and people don't say it as much anymore, or if it's considered slang.
And what context you say it, like, hey dude, or like,
Just like the way Dayton did like 30 seconds ago before I brought it up. Just like, dude, like, and then like, I don't know, continue
okay.
going on.
I feel like that's just. I don't think it's slang.
I don't think that's
Okay.
slang either.
I think it's a Midwest thing, maybe.
You think
Or
so?
with guys, like guys, like how we say
Mm.
guys a lot. Guys and dude is like, it's just like the non-plural version of it. Like you can call
Sure.
you can call anybody a dude. Just like
Oh
when
yeah,
you just
there
like,
is no gender that I assign dude to. Everyone's a
and
dude.
and just like how when they say like hey guys, like I feel like people from the Midwest when we say that we are just saying like hey y'all.
Everyone.
That it's just
Mm.
it's the Midwest y'all.
Yeah, I'd agree with
So
that.
you think it isn't slang because of its like ubiquity and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
in time, like a span?
Mm.
Like,
I
how
think
many
everybody
years
uses
has it become not slang though? You know,
too.
Well, I think we're
years.
talking about two different things. Because there's also just like regional slang. Like we said, like I think "ope" is regional slang. Like that's just
Right.
Midwest slang, and I'm not sure will ever go out of style. Maybe it will. I don't know. But then
I hope
there's kind
not.
of. I hope not. I use it way too much. And then there's like this kind of overall cultural slang that's way more fluid. It seems like.
Mm.
Well, and then there's like hyper local slang too. Like
Mm-hmm.
I would say that in like West Michigan, there's a lot of like people say like ain't, maint, and
Mm.
shaint. Like
I say
they
ain't a lot.
they make like a lot of weird contractions that aren't actually legitimate.
Mm.
Like yeah, like maint is like may not, and shaint is shall not. And it's just like
Ugh.
what are you people doing? Like, is this what you guys
Mm.
come up with when you don't drink alcohol on Sundays because you can't fucking buy it there, or what?
I think I've even come up with slang within like individual groups at work. Like my last job, there would just be slang for. I mean, kind of like what you guys are saying, like menarded became like
Okay, but is that
very
slang or
high.
is that an inside joke? I feel like that's an inside joke. If it's specifically to make people laugh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not. Like slang would be like if you use an abbreviation that
I guess
like, for
okay.
something, you know.
If you're
Would-
saying Menarded and it has the purpose of saving monies at Menards, like you got back from Menards, like Dane comes back from Menards, he's got light bulbs or a ceiling fan or whatever, and
Yeah.
like, dude, you just got Menarded. That's slang.
That's
But
slang. Yeah.
if I'm just saying that, like when he went to, I don't know, he's in Lowe's, you know, that's just a joke.
Cringe. Who goes to Lowe's?
But is that any different than like when we used to say skookum choocher or chooched or skookum like individually, right?
That's an
So-
inside joke because it doesn't have
Okay,
a.
but
No,
Chooch
no, that
had
actually-
Chooch had a definition that like a
Well, the
working
skookum
definition that we
the
use.
skookum choocher does have a definition too.
Yeah.
Please enlighten me, Dan.
I don't remember what it is off the
It
top
was
of my head.
from,
Let me
It's from
look
some
it up.
YouTube channel or some YouTube video. But like if somebody got chooched, it was like yeah, fucked. Like he got screwed over.
yeah, and if something was skookum, it was like
It was
well,
dope. It was
it was
yeah.
cool or well built or like
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
secure, if you will.
So like that. I don't know. Maybe that's still considered. Yeah, I'll say that's still slang.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
I'm-
Okay.
I'm looking
We
at the
So
definition of
slang, from my understanding, slang needs to have like a meaning to it. It can't just be like a punchline, just for
Yeah.
the
Okay.
sake of it.
Here's the definition of slang. A type of language that consists of words and phrases that are regarded as very informal, are more common in speech than writing, and are typically restricted to a particular context or group of people. So yeah, like I would say it's slang. It was slang for our friend group because no one else outside of friend group knew the fuck we were talking about. We said skookum or skookum choocher or chooch, right? So that was slang in that sense.
Yeah. I think it's interesting too how like different communities have like their own slang and how like some of it can be extremely like weird. Like I would say like hockey slang or like hockey bro slang.
Oh, dude.
Oh yeah,
Is-
it's wild.
it's
is
so
like
funny though.
it's almost like they're speaking an entirely different language.
Mhm.
Like if I'm not even gonna say any of it because like I would just really sound I
Just
don't
watch
know.
Letterkenny, everybody.
Yeah, watch
Yeah,
some
okay.
Letterkenny and you'll see what
have a good
I
time.
mean.
Yeah, got some Pantene Pros over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I had a guy when I was growing my hair out, he's like, "Oh, sick lettuce, dude." And I was like,
That's
"What
a great
the
one.
fuck are you talking about?" My hair's growing out. It's lettuce. I don't know.
Yeah,
That shit
I
always
don't.
makes me laugh in Letterkenny.
I also looked up some more slang, specifically from like the mid 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
So some of these are they've definitely like died very quickly. Crunk.
Oh my god, dude!
Uh-huh.
Holy shit!
I feel like that one was definitely like
Yep.
it was from Kesha. I think that's like what really
Yeah,
like
yep,
solidified it.
That was a hot minute.
Yeah, like everybody getting
God.
you got served.
Yep.
Is that slang?
I
I
mean,
guess.
I think so.
it's
Yeah.
an informal phrase.
Yeah.
I feel like first world problem is another one that's kind of dated. People still use it, but I feel like it really rose with the memes of like I don't know, like like the stock photos, and it's just like the girl with her head on her face.
Yeah.
Like
But
that.
okay, I'm sorry to be so semantic, but is that a slang or is that just a meme? Like,
I feel like that's slang because people would respond like, "Oh, that's just the first world problem," you know.
Well,
Like,
isn't I think all slang would be considered a meme because isn't a meme technically just a cultural reference or something like that?
Yeah, I think you're right. Let's see, define meme.
God damn it.
I'm
Okay.
just if we're gonna go argue semantics, then you know what? Let me pull out my fucking
No, that's the
dictionary.
thing is you're right. I'm not
So
saying you're wrong.
There's two definitions. One is an image, video, piece of text, etc., typically humorous in nature, that is copied and spread rapidly by internet users, often with slight variations. So that's probably not what you're referring to. The second definition is an element of a culture or system of behavior passed from one individual to another by imitation or other non-genetic means.
that sounds like slang is memes.
Yeah, everyone's just imitating each other.
Yeah.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
I'll allow it. I think you meant to say I'll allow it, peeps.
Peeps was one for sure. Definitely.
Cooper still says peeps a lot.
Yep.
Yes.
Faux shizzle.
That's a Snoop Dogg one, right? That's gotta be.
Yeah, it is.
Like that one was like ironic immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who was like seriously saying faux shizzle.
What about noob?
Oh, classic.
That one's still used though.
Still
Yeah.
used.
Is it?
I do think it's a little cringy depending on the context of how it's used sometimes, though.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely another gamer one like pwned.
Hmm.
I don't know. Like if you go in if you go in like let's say you're like online, someone's like, "Oh, I'm trying to learn something at this. I'm a total noob at it."
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
Yeah,
a little
no.
cringy when you could just say beginner.
Yeah,
You know?
or newbie, which is what
And I
newbie's
think
short for.
I think the reason why is because one, it's a little dated, and two, it's more like its origins for me at least are from games.
Yeah.
You know?
Noob tube.
Noob tubes.
Yeah, I almost feel like all video game slang is like really
Oh, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
like
Definitely,
it doesn't matter if it's like legitimate slang. It's always just really cringe.
It never ages well.
Is acronym slang? Like if I say AFK, is that slang?
GG.
Is that just an acronym?
No, I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't think that stuff's cringy. That's just giving information quickly. You know, it's less
I
technical.
agree.
Yeah.
It's like text slang like LOL.
Well, AF we said was, and that's an
That's true.
acronym.
That's
Yeah.
true. LOL has trends. LOL isn't an acronym anymore. It's
Yeah.
punctuation now.
Yeah,
I mean, that's how I
would
use
agree.
it.
That's
It's
true.
it's punctuation.
Yeah, I would agree. It
Um,
is.
But like AFK, I
ETYL.
Yeah,
Fucking
I don't know, because like
ATTYL.
if you're gonna end a game, and I don't think saying GG is cringe. I think that's just you don't want to type out good game, and it's like manners or whatever.
Mhm.
What's funny is like when I read AFK, I think away from keyboard. Oh, he's not there. When I say GG, I just think I don't play good game in my head. It's just GG, and I just
Yeah.
get the feeling they're trying to convey.
Really? It's interesting.
Yeah,
It's like LOL. I don't. Yeah.
You don't think of it as an acronym. You think of it as. I think that would be more slang then, if you think of it as its own thing.
That's interesting. I'm trying to think of an acronym that I don't think of like that. But my brain isn't
GLHF.
working.
I feel like I still read.
Yeah.
I don't read that.
You
I
just
haven't
think.
I haven't
just
seen
think-
GLHF enough that I have to spell that in my head every time because I like forget for a second what it means. I'm like, oh yeah.
I think that
got
one's less popular. You know.
Yeah.
When I used to play Rocket League a lot, especially in casuals, would spam that, and then I just wouldn't respond to it.
That was a quick chat though.
I think it was.
No, it wasn't.
Was it not?
I don't think so. At least not
think-
not a while ago. It may be now, but
I think GLHF originated from WoW, but I'm sure a lot of these did. I'm sure AFK did.
So okay, GG. You guys said that you think of it as its own thing, but like once you add EZ at the end, it gets cringe really quickly.
GG.
yeah.
I still see that ironically, but I just want to stop.
Sure. But I'm just saying, you add 2 more letters, and it's just immediately cringy. Like, don't do that.
Any other good ones on that list, Aiden?
No, I didn't really see any other good ones. I mean, like there were like a few like that's hot, which I guess is like
Dog.
not like that. Not like that.
That's a different one.
This was, I guess, like Paris Hilton or something like that who popularized it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Chillax.
Yeah.
That one, yeah.
Bay was on there.
That one's still cooking.
Really?
Oh yeah, I still hear Bay all the time.
It is, but it's like that. It's similar to swag, where like it. I don't even know how to describe it. Where like it was used, it was like this is fucking stupid. No one's using it more, but it never really went away, and it just kind of like has.
Yeah, I feel
really
like
stuck around.
whenever Bay is used now, it is ironically or like for a joke. I don't think anyone's seriously using Bay anymore. Like Bay got me sleeping. We're at lunch.
I'm on this list, but a lot of them are just like words that came up like during that decade that became part of our culture. But there is one, deets. I remember saying that a lot.
Yeah,
Give me
I still
deets.
say deets.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I can't tell you the last time I said that.
I don't type it out though. I only say it. That's what one of the definitions of slang was.
Okay.
I remember one of my friends saying pimpin' a lot.
Oh,
and that
yeah.
being like,
Oh, really? Okay.
yeah, big, and at least at our school. I don't know.
I mean,
I know
maybe it was West Michigan.
I know it isn't like pimp my fill in the blank from because of pimp my ride, you know?
Yeah.
Like pimp my whatever. But
no, I remember
pimpin'.
having people saying like, "Oh yeah, that's pimpin', man." It's like, oh, cool.
Interesting. Never heard that one. All right. Any last slang we want to go over before we go to the second topic here?
Gabe, you find any good ones?
Some of these are
He's
just like
searching.
words that are I feel like aren't slang anymore because they are used. But this could be like me just looking at my generation and be like, this is what we say. Bop popped up, and I feel like I still say bop, but I use slaps more, I think.
Yeah,
Like,
slaps. Yeah, slaps is
slaps.
more recent.
I feel like slaps is the newer version of a bop. But I'll use both if I've used slap too much and I need to mix it up.
Well, there is that time. I don't know if you guys still do it, but there's a time like I think it was like Joseph and Gabe like came back from hanging out with Tristan, right? And you're like,
and he said
this song
fucks.
fucks. Yeah.
Yeah. We started saying fucks instead of slaps.
Yeah, we used fucks for a while. I forgot about that. I mean, some of these I'll just rapid fire. Dab, dead ass, docs, fam, fire, fuckboy, ghost. Like some of these I feel like are still used.
Yeah, definitely. Docs
Like ghost.
is ghost.
Ghost and docs are words that every generation uses, I think.
Yeah. We think. We don't know.
I hope.
All right. Well, yeah. Well, Dave, why don't you get into our second topic, which is related to this one?
It is highly related to this one. And it is cringe. Specifically cringe from our middle school time period, which I think, we could rewind the tapes and we could see what the first thing was that I said in this little segment, and I'm pretty sure I said the word pwned.
Yep.
And that is definitely a very cringe thing for me to think about right now. And I'm hoping and praying that nobody that I went to middle school with remembers me saying that.
I don't think they would hold it against you. Like, it was the time.
I don't
you
think
know?
they would either. I feel like I
Yeah.
did a lot more cringe things. Probably remember by. But I want to
Pwned reminds me of, which is very apt for the time and in related. Do you guys remember the YouTuber Ryan Higa? That I refuse to say his YouTube channel name.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yes, I'm aware of this guy.
He had a video about pwned.
I remember that. Yeah.
And he had a video about swag where the new word was swag with an O, and it was like the opposite. And that is like very middle school cringe.
Oh yeah.
Like very like
that
in
and like old
realm.
Smosh, like the original Smosh
I was
videos.
just gonna say 2010 YouTube was pretty fucking rough.
Yeah.
Like late 2000s, early 2010. If you go back and watch a Smosh video, oof,
It's
it is
brutal. It is
painful.
Even, do you guys remember before we found out he was like a groomer, Tobuscus?
I never watched.
Oh yeah, he did the Assassin's Creed dub videos.
Yeah, which I fucking love all those trailers he did. But turns out not a good guy. Shocker. But yeah, I agree. That era of YouTube, we can just nuke that from existence. Like it was bad.
I kind of like that era though, because it felt so Wild Westy. Like it felt less like you needed to make good videos. It was just like stupid people making stupid shit.
I mean,
know?
yeah, I feel like we still have
Like,
that with like sketch comedy still, you know. Like, there's a
yeah,
ton
but
of
I just
sketch
felt more
comedy now.
raw. But I don't know. Maybe the videos we were watching were like more for our age, obviously.
I was gonna say,
like, I don't know what the content was like for people in their mid-20s.
I don't know, dude. Do you remember? Like,
I don't know if it existed.
Like Charlie Bit My Finger and like
Yeah,
like Charlie the Unicorn or whatever it was.
Charlie
Like,
the Unicorn.
Dude, those were ubiquitous hits. Everybody loved those videos.
that's true.
Yeah.
The Annoying Orange.
Annoying Orange,
I feel like that was
muffins and shoes, dude. Everybody loved those videos.
Harry Potter pipe bomb.
Yes.
That's true. That was like a thing that all ages I feel like knew existed.
Yeah.
I just think it was a new thing, and that's like people were trying out a whole bunch of new wacky stuff, trying to figure out what stuck.
There weren't as many like separated demographics. It was, from what I remember, it was like there's educational videos and comedy videos.
There was Vsauce and Smosh. Those were the two channels. Yeah, I don't know.
What a time. Gabe, do you have a cringy memory you like to share with the class?
Man, I mean, all of middle school is probably pretty cringy for me. Just like anything from like the clothes I wore to the words I spoke was probably like I was walking cringe. I don't know why, but like I think it's because I told you guys this story last week when we were all together. I have a very distinct memory of this girl who was like trying to flirt with me, but the way she flirted with me was she drew us as Sonic characters.
Okay.
So
which ones? I know which ones, Gabe. You can't just float that out there.
No. We were our own hedgehogs. Like,
yeah. Okay.
So I was drawn in like 10 different versions of hedgehogs. It's safe to say this girl is a little weird. And I was like, this is what flirting is. 'Cause it was like the first time anyone had ever flirted with me. So like she would like walk by my lunch table and slip me a note, and it'd be us as like Shadow and Crystal the Hedgehog or whatever. I don't know.
Honestly, I'm gonna hot take. I don't think that's too cringy.
You don't
I
think
think
so?
I think that's sweet. I mean, I don't know.
I
there
think
are worse ways to flirt with somebody.
I think like it's cringy only because of what has happened with the whole Sonic and Hedgehog and like Deviant Art and all that.
Taking that out of it.
That's exactly what it was, though. It was like she went on DeviantArt and was inspired by it. Like that's the type of drawings they were. Like there was no like nudity. I want to be clear. There was no like furry porn.
Do you guys
You know how like there's the meme where you can like search your name and put like the hedgehog,
Oh,
or like you can like see
Mm.
what your Sonic version is.
Mhm.
That's the kind of drawings they were. Like they were like
It's amazing.
shitty fan art. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I
and
just
it
think
is.
I just think
Oh,
it's so
okay.
funny that you specifically remember this one girl doing this for you, and she's probably sitting there thinking, "Oh, please, I really hope that nobody remembers that I did that." And here we are talking about it, putting
Okay,
this.
so I know this isn't me being cringy, but I did take that as flirting, and I did kiss her in the schoolyard, and that was my first kiss. So
That's not bad.
there's
Oh,
the
That's
cringe
not
for me.
that's not bad. I'm calling her. That's not bad.
Yeah, she
Fine.
all right. So, ladies, if you want to get with Jacob, just send him a picture. Send
Yeah.
him a hedgehog version of himself.
What's our email again? Where can we
Yikes.
reach him?
ewfpodcast@gmail.com.
There we go. Send us your
Email
Sonic
is
fan pics.
open.
Yeah.
Please do not. The Sonic fandom has shifted. I think for the time and for the age y'all were, I really don't think that's that bad.
All right,
Probably not,
I
but-
got another one.
All
All
right.
right, go for
For
it.
some weird fucking reason. Oh god, this is really making me like I can't. I know that I need to get this out there. It'll be therapeutic for myself. But I'm not sure if I've really told anybody aside from the people that were involved or the innocent bystanders.
All right.
But it was literally four of my friends, and we stood for an entire lunch period against this wall, and we God, I hate this.
Were you facing the wall or away
No,
from the
no,
wall?
no. Face backs to the wall, and we literally lunch period was like 30 fucking minutes, and we literally just rocked back and forth, like all in sync.
Why?
That's not even the bad part. And then we would like make like this weird noise. It was like meow. It wasn't a cat meow. It wasn't a cat meow. But it was some other weird noise, and we would do it back in sync while rocking like that. Oh my god, that's by far I think my cringiest memory from middle school. So thank you for letting me get that out there.
What was the idea? Was
Dude,
it
I have no fucking
for-
clue.
Yeah,
was it,
what made it
was it trying to be funny, or was you just like
I imagine it was trying to be funny, trying to be weird, quirky, whatever you want to call it.
so y'all just like skip lunch that day and you're like, nah, we're doing this shit instead?
Yeah. I just remember like
yeah.
some of like my other friends like walking by and just being like,
How
"What
many
are you
people
doing?"
was it? That was my question.
I think if I remember correctly, it was like 4 or 5 of us.
It's still too many.
Well, I almost
Safety
feel
in
like
numbers.
I almost feel like it's better that there were more of us than just like 2 of us or even 1 of us.
Yeah,
One would have been bad.
One would have been
Yeah.
bad.
would have been really bad.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the more people it is, the less cringy it gets.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm just feeling generous tonight. That one doesn't feel that bad to me.
All right, well then,
Like,
Jacob,
it's-
you got to hit us with a cringe then.
I've got another one that I just thought of. Oh, you can go, Jacob, if you got one.
Well, so I have one that's somebody else's cringe, like kind of your story was, Gabe. And then I don't know, I have kind of ones for me, but I'm having a hard time thinking of like really bad ones. Not to say I wasn't cringy, but my brain's locked off that part of my memories, The one that I always think about in middle school, it's just like the scooping epidemic. Just people scooping each other, and it got out of hand. One dude brought an ice cream scoop to school and was scooping people with that. And then it really hit the point when I didn't see this happen, but I had heard that there was a girl in my class that I'll just say was mature for her age, and someone scooped her, and it got back to teachers on stuff. It obviously not great. And then I remember sitting in homeroom, and the principal comes on the intercom, and he's like, "There'll be no more scooping of like chests or genitalia." And, like, somebody was scooping like balls. I'm like, God damn, it was an outbreak, Joseph. Everyone was scooping everybody. So yeah, I think in middle school I think of that, and yeah, in hindsight, not great. The ones for me are just pretty standard middle school cringe. Where like it was just like my the way I like tried to talk to girls, but also like didn't talk to them at all, kind of shit. You know,
Draw Sonic pictures.
I should have. I think it would have worked better than just like
It
sitting in
worked.
the corner and thinking about, oh, like they'll come talk to me if I, do this, or like not even. I'm using like winking as I wasn't winking at girls, but like, oh, if I leave this paper here, they'll do. I don't know, just like shit like that, where you're like trying to like get them to notice you, and it's just like just fucking talk to them, and I wasn't doing any of that stuff. So it's stuff like that. I don't know.
Middle school
pretty standard
texting
shit.
was pretty cringe in general.
Yeah.
Especially if it was like a crush. Like, oof.
I broke up with my first girlfriend in middle school over text. It was pretty rough. I got made fun of by the gym teacher. I had gym in first period. She's like, Joseph, over text? And I was like, how the fuck did you find out? And
That
yes.
is really funny.
That's hilarious.
I was also too scared to kiss her on her birthday. We were at a birthday party. And one of her friends, we were ice skating because it was in the winter. And that was the cool thing to do, was ice skating. And one of her friends skated up to me and was like, hey, Brooke really wants a kiss for her birthday gift. And I was like, no, it's not going to happen. Nope, can't do it. I was too fucking scared.
Oh, man. That's relatable.
Yep.
Oh, man. The one that I was thinking of that is kind of popped. It's not like super cringy. It's just like very memorable because of like it was kind of awkward. I think. There was this guy. This is gonna come as a surprise, guys. So I'm waiting for the shock face. I got bullied a decent amount in middle school. This one guy, particular, was pretty relentless, and at the time, the way to make fun of people, in middle school was just to call them gay. Like that was the funny thing. Which. Yeah, I don't know what bullying's like these days in middle school, but hopefully they changed it up. It's a little more with the times. But he'd always like joke about like he'd be like, "Oh, do you want a kiss?" And I'd be like, "No, that's gross." And then people would laugh at me and blah blah blah.
Oh.
So I remember like crying or whatever, like at home and like telling my dad about it. And then he was like, "We just gotta like beat him at his own game." And I don't remember what he told me to say. Oh, he's back. I don't remember if he told me like specifically like a comeback to say or like I brewed this idea up in my head, but that was always like his one-liner. So it was like art class. I was going to get some markers or some shit, and he hit me with the same line. He's like, "Oh, you want a kiss?" And then I just blurted out like, "Why don't you kiss my dick?" The art teacher was walking by at the perfect time, so she just locked eyes with me, looked at the person who I said it to, and like understood that I was being bullied, and just walked away. And I was like, I don't know, I was just like freaking out, like, oh, I'm gonna go to the principal's office, I'm gonna get in trouble. And the teacher was surprised, but so was that guy. He didn't expect that, and then in middle school terms, that was more gay, so he backed off, and that guy, well, he still bullied me later, but he had to come up with a new one. But I just remember like distinctly the art teacher and that guy like just looking at me in complete disbelief at the same time.
And not doing anything. Which like I'm not saying she should have sent you the principal's office. Like if she recognized there was bullying happening, do something about that,
Yeah.
Oh, she definitely knew. I think she was just more like, yeah, I've seen what he said to you. You get a free pass or whatever. But yeah.
Gabe, you actually just unlocked a memory for me.
You're welcome.
Would you guys believe that in middle school I got sent to the principal's office?
Wow.
For what?
There was a girl in my grade that was she wasn't bullying me, but she was just always fucking bugging me. And honestly, I don't really remember. I think she would just like always talk to me and it would be annoying, or like try to touch me a little bit. I don't know. She was
probably
annoying.
trying to flirt with you. That's probably
sounds like it was flirting.
I wish girls would come up and talk to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, this girl
The
kept
one girl.
talking to me,
But
and
she
it
didn't
was
talk
annoying.
to me when I left the paper.
Yeah, I don't know. She was always bugging me, and I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I called her psychotic, and that was enough to get me sent to the principal's office apparently, because she like told on me. But our principal was like a pretty chill dude, so I didn't even make it all the way to the office. He like met me in the hallway, and we just like chatted in the hallway. He's like, "Yeah, so you probably shouldn't do that." I'm like, "Yeah, I got it." He's like, "All right, go back to class." So it was pretty low key, but yeah,
Nice.
I don't know. It was weird.
He was drafting up the hedgehogs for you.
Yeah. She was like holding back tears. Like,
I will
guess
say
I'll give it
I-
to someone else.
My ability to sense people flirting with me has not improved since that day. It is quite bad.
Again, ladies, email is open. Hedgehog pics for
Yeah.
Jacob.
All he needs is a hedgehog picture.
Please.
You just unlocked another memory. I forgot that I had I say briefly, like middle school dating was just so weird. There was this girl across the street who moved in, and she ended up like it was like a thing where she's flirting with me, and like she had to be very obvious because I was a stupid middle schooler, and then she's like, "Let's date." But this was like we'd hang out in person and like play soccer in like someone's backyard, and then the rest of it would just be over text. Like the whole relationship was just like over the phone, and like throwing "I love yous" like a weekend. But like you know, we'd only see each other like I don't know once a week, and we wouldn't do anything. We'd just like play soccer or like go in the woods and like find a cool stick, you know, like stupid shit, like nothing romantic in any way. But we kept it secret between our parents. So Dad, if you're listening, yeah, that happened.
Dude, it's like did you guys ever watch like kids like getting on the bus and like the kids that you knew were like dating somebody? They would just be like walking like next to each other, and then one of them would get on the bus and they'd like quick like hug each other like as fast as possible, like going to
Yeah.
and then like speed walk away.
It was almost like embarrassing to like date for some
Yeah.
reason. I don't know
Yeah.
why, but it definitely was. Pretty rough.
I did think of another one. Sorry, they're just coming back now. And this one I don't think is honestly that bad, but at the moment I was just so embarrassed. So I started running cross country in middle school. So I at the time I thought like I'm pretty athletic, you know. And we had like I think it was for gym, we had like a track and field day where they had a bunch of different like stuff set up. And they had high jump set up, which was just like you kind of run and you do like how would you call it? It's not a backflip, but you jump with like
flop.
So you flop over the bar onto like a pad, you know. And there's a few guys in my class that were doing it and like getting over. I'm like, I could do that. I could not. I just absolutely ate shit, dude. Like, I was like, go in and then just do it. And it went right into the bar. Like it was so bad. I did not think I was hot shit after that one.
You're like, I'm an athlete.
Yeah.
I played cross country.
Like, cause I saw, like, it was so funny. Cause like, there's one guy in my class named Justice who was like this really tall, athletic, like black guy, you know, like really lanky, and he just like killed it, right? And I'm like, I could do that. He's like a short white dude who runs cross country, and then just ate it, dude. Oh my god.
Humbled you up real quickly.
Real fast. I moved over to discus and tried that out. Didn't go much better. Joseph, do you have any other ones?
I say somewhat sports related. So I don't know if you guys, we still had recess in middle school,
Yeah, we did too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
but there was no like playground, so
Yeah,
they
ours
just
was
let
the
us.
field.
Oh, ours was just the parking lot.
Oh.
A dodgeball or like not a dodgeball, kickball field and like kind of a football field. Not really. Like there's no posts or anything, but it was rectangular, square or grassy area. But most of it was the parking lot. So in the winter, they'd just put us in the gym. And I remember because there's nothing to fucking do in the like it's the entire middle school or the entire grade, right, in the gym. And so they have some basketball hoops down, but like that's about it. So I remember my friends and I were too cool to like play basketball or whatever. So we sat behind one of the nets, and anytime they'd miss, we'd yell oxygen sphere instead of air ball.
Oh god.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
that is cringe.
We thought
That's
it was
pretty
so
cringe.
funny.
That might
and they
take
were
the
just
cake for the
waiting to kick the
cringiest
shit out
one.
of us.
That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
Ah, God.
Oxygen sphere. They just look at us like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I am getting like severe secondhand cringe
Get
from
secondhand
that.
cringe.
Yes, winning.
Okay, because that's I don't know about you guys, but like that's the I'm not just showing you too much, Joseph. Just like as a more general discussion about what makes me cringe. It's when the person in question like thinks they're doing something cool or smart or
Mhm.
proficient or whatever, and they're just not and not aware that it's going badly,
Mhm.
but everyone else is, right? And that's what
Yeah.
kills me. Like if
The
someone's
dramatic
like,
irony.
yes, exactly. If someone's like on stage for like a recital or play, and they think that they're killing it, and it's just like horrible, and everyone knows it. You know, like that's the worst. So it's stuff like that that it's like, and that's why it's hard for me to watch like live, stuff a lot, like live like award show, like the Game Awards. I always want to watch it because I like care about it, but there's like they brought on. I don't know if you guys watch any of it. They brought on fucking Al Pacino to present the best performance award, and it's like, okay, yeah, he's an actor, they're actors, but like he went on his first thing's like, yeah, I don't play video games, and I was just like cringing so hard. I'm just like, why the fuck
Yeah.
is this dude here? You know? So it's I like edited content because like there's a less possibility of cringe occurring.
Yeah,
But
you
live
can
stuff,
hide
it's,
the
it's
cringe.
hard.
I love consuming cringe. I hate that I love it, but the subreddits I follow are heavily in the cringe category. I fucking love it. It's so funny and it's so entertaining.
I can't
I don't
handle
know.
it. Can't
It's
do
like a
it.
train wreck. You can't look away.
Yeah, yeah. And it also teaches you what not to do.
Dude, sad cringe is some of the funniest shit I've ever seen. If you want to go on Reddit and have a dark humor laugh, go on sad cringe because some of it is just awful.
It is. It really is.
No, thank you.
I
No,
love
thank
it.
you. I'll stick with my Sonic drawings.
I'm gonna make one for you.
Please do. Please do. Have a AI generate it. Wink,
Yeah, I'll
wink.
have like Dolly do it.
That's a foreshadowing for next episode.
Jacob the Beard. Sonic
Hedgehog.
The Hedgehog.
The
yeah.
hedgehog.
Jacob the Beard, the hedgehog.
Lock it in. All right. Well, I hope that we embarrass ourselves enough for everyone listening, and maybe someone found some new slang terms to use from back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
But
Revive them.
It's lit.
yeah, if you like our show, we post it every other Monday on podcast services and YouTube. Don't forget to follow us on Twitch and social media. Those links are in the description below. But until next time, thanks for listening. Bye.
Peace.
Bye.
See ya.